This is probably the maximum anybody will journey off the beaten path in a Ford Explorer, a current one.
Howdy folks, Nathan Adlin here with the Fastlane car, and I am in beautiful, rainy British Columbia. We're just north of Vancouver, and that is the 2016 Ford Explorer Platinum. And coming up next, we're gonna drive this baby all through this beautiful green canopy.
Passenger, there you go.
All right, so I selected the mud and rut and hard terrain setting. A lot of rocks, a lot of mud and dirt. It's raining. I can hear the rocks being loosened up underneath the wheels. These are Hankook tires, by the way, which surprised me. I thought they'd be using Goodyear Wrangler tires. God, it's beautiful here. Now, this trail did say 4x4 recommended. Ford swears up and down, this is a 4x4. It can do this type of stuff, which is light off-roading. This could be done in a Subaru, pretty much anything like a Forester.
What you're looking at here is the same engine that is in the Ford Explorer Sport. This is the 365 horsepower, 3.5 liter EcoBoost with the twin turbocharged V6. Puts out 350 pound-feet of torque. And it is all hooked up to a 6-speed automatic transmission, sending power to all 4 wheels via a multi-select off-road system, which so far has been working pretty good. Now, bear in mind, this is not exactly what I'd call a slow vehicle, but there is a sport mode in case you need a little bit more oomph, and what that does is that holds the gear a little bit longer, and we've experienced that as well. So far, pretty much all the power from the sport and more luxury. The interior is the story here, really, because what you're paying for, the extra money, a lot of it is going into this interior. And the reason why, almost everything is covered in leather. Everything is done at a higher level of quality. There's brushed aluminum and real wood. And it really does look like a premium interior. In fact, this really looks like something that belongs in Lincoln. Shows you traffic coming in case you're peeking around a corner. There goes Andre. Yeah.
This is probably the maximum anybody will journey off the beaten path in a Ford Explorer, a current one. Earlier we saw some people in a Kia Soul try to come up the hill. They couldn't even make it really past the first rock. And I saw another guy in a 2-wheel drive pickup at the top of the hill, and he was spinning his tires all the way up. We have not spun a single tire. It's just absolutely been perfectly locked down, completely competent. I just shut off the hill descent control, so that's why it's beeping. So anything you do in this vehicle, it'll beep. If you sneeze, it'll probably, well, let's try this out. Achoo!
Base price before destination is $52,600. Now, here's the thing that we were a little confused about. Ford was, well, they missed one major competitor that I think this Explorer directly competes with, and that's the Infiniti QX60. Price-wise, in terms of packaging and all that, they're really close. But there are other competitors too that are on the lower range, so to speak, and that would be vehicles from Jeep, like the Jeep Grand Cherokee with the Summit package, and the GMC Acadia Denali. Those vehicles also compete. And then what they're saying is that there are higher end vehicles like the Acura MDX that people come down from there to this I don't know about that, but I can tell you this, it is a very luxurious ride. There is a little flaw that Andre and I discovered, and that is the seat cushions are incredibly narrow, so like our thighs and everything felt like they didn't have a whole lot of support. But otherwise, in terms of interior, it competes with all of those vehicles I mentioned.
By the way, I'm going up this really steep hill, and there's like loose rocks that are bouncing. I can hear them pinging underneath me, like being kicked up and boom. As long as you're able to maintain decent momentum. If I stop midway and then start accelerating, I'll probably lose some traction. In fact, here, I'll prove it. Okay, and there we go. Yeah, I could feel that tire and then that tire spin.
When you're looking at a Platinum Ford Explorer versus a regular one, there are a few differences from the outside, one of which is this unique grille. Now, if you notice, it has more of a satin finish, and they've sort of played that tune all around the vehicle, including this fake skid plate. And if you look at the upper rails and the mirror cap and the door handles, they all have that type of finish as well. Then if you go to the back of the vehicle, you'll also notice a similar finish with the unique exhaust ports. So at a distance, you can tell that it is a Platinum that's passing by. However, there are no big badges or anything else like that, so it's sort of subtle. Well, there you have it. I mean, so far Ford really impressed in terms of interior quality. Very nice stuff. So you basically get all the power of the Sport and a lot more luxury on top of it. And that, I think, really encapsulates what the 2016 Ford Explorer Platinum does for you. I'm impressed. And we were really pleased with the route that we took in this beautiful outdoor area. BC is fantastic. For the Fastlane Car, this is Nathan Edlin, and behind the camera, Andre, and thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. We have more 2016 Ford Explorer videos for you to see, and you want to see them? Click on me.
Preparing for another shot. Yeah. Sideways cam. This moss and this rock.
Massage.
It feels good.